Hello and welcome to highlights from day 5 at Henley Royal Regatta. Saturday was semi-finals day, and while every race all week is a knockout, the stakes certainly rise when it comes to the weekend. One crew who've dealt brilliantly with the intensity of the week is Oxford Brookes. They still had 5 boats in contention heading into the semi-finals. We spoke to their head coach, who had only one answer when it came to who is responsible for their continuing success.
Richard Radley, in short. His involvement and creation of the club from its early days, and he allows us coaches to have an incredible platform to work from, and just helps keep everything basically we need, from director of sport, our university backing, the funding, coaches' positions, enjoyment, everything like that is key, and he's an unbelievable facilitator, director of rowing behind that. We try and take care of every element apart from the rowing specifically itself, so everything else is pretty much taken care of, and I think that gives us the ability to year on year make small incremental gains and have consistency of what we're doing, which is really important for any program longevity. I think Henley is the fundamental regatta in the world for rowers all around the world. Unless you're rowing at a World Championship or Olympic Games, I don't believe there's a better venue you can possibly race at, and what they do and provide here for us is incredible. We had 105 people actually qualify for the regatta, so yeah, really pleased so far. Henley's amazing because it gives people the opportunity to come in at the lowest levels from school levels and just perhaps want to qualify, or it might be get to the weekend, it might be win, and then it gives you all of these levels going through, from junior levels to club level to the intermediate level events right up to the Grand Challenge Cup. So yeah, it's a remarkable event that caters for all and everyone, and so yeah, I think it's a very special place.
So Oxford Brookes, a rising force in British rowing. Here's how they got on in their first race of the day.
Go! So we head up to the start of the ladies' challenge plate. This is the intermediate men's 8 with Cox, horse, Oxford Brookes University A, up against Proteus and Erates from the Netherlands.
Roaring away there, and what a charge there from that Brookes boat. Look at that, doesn't it look phenomenal? That rhythm looks super strong, doesn't it? Everyone's committed 100% there, aren't they? Wow, look at that.
Wow, what a start here for Oxford Brookes University. Just absolutely flying.
Coming through the enclosures now, Brookes looking pretty solid, aren't they?
It's just such an impressive display. I've spoken about it a lot this week, about how incredible this program is, the depth and the breadth in both the women's and men's programs, and the caliber of this crew. Fantastic display of 8s rowing as they come down to the line in the ladies' challenge plate. It is Oxford Brookes University A over Skadi and Proteus Erates from the Netherlands.
A commanding win by Brookes there, booking their place in the final of the Ladies' Challenge Plate. Now, grudge matches and rivalries are aplenty at Henley, but on Saturday morning, it was a chance for bygones to be bygones. In 2021, Lola Anderson beat Lauren Henry in the Princess Royal Challenge Cup final. This year, though, they were sharing a boat on the river, and they were hoping for a semi-final win in the Princess Grace.
Go. Oh, great stuff there, both crews. Wonderful watching those quads. There's so many oars so close together, and it's so much symmetry. It's just lovely to watch. But yeah, brilliant sculling from both crews there, and a nice, good matched blast off the blocks from both crews.
This British women's quad really showing their caliber early. Their rate is right up. The British quad, I think they're showing their experience with the rate up high. They're really getting themselves into a commanding position before transitioning.
Good solid sculling from both crews here, but yeah, looking at this this GB quad now, look at it, very relaxed, really into cruise control now, aren't they?
As we can hear the applause of the crowd. Wonderful display here from the home team on their home waters. In the Princess Grace Challenge Cup, Leicester Rowing Club and Leander Club coming down to the line.
Oh, we're in the commentary box here, right on the finish line, so we're watching this crew come towards the box, and it's brilliant. It looks like it's on rails, doesn't it? It's really gliding through the water, so lovely. Well, great effort from the Dutch crew there, from Lager and Neeraas. Hopefully we'll see lots more of them, and well done for them coming here and giving our British girls a race. But that was phenomenal sculling there from the Lesser Rowing Club and the Leander crew.
So Henry and Anderson progressed through as part of a Leander Leicester team, but there are a whole host of other crews looking to secure their spot on finals day. Let's take in some of the very best semi-finals action in the women's single sculls and the junior women's eights.
So Velichko, the Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo, gets away cleanly alongside Sophia Lewis of the USA. Sophia Lewis, the lightweight sculler, and Velichko, silver medalist in Tokyo, so lots of experience and international experience here, but there's nothing quite like this two-lane track. We saw a little bit of grit and grim on the face of Marta Velichko there. She's actually slipped down, and I think that's the anguish we could see on her face. She knows that her boat is now behind the nose of Sophia Lewis's boat, and this is a critical part, this middle part of the race, getting into the third quarter of the race. That's often where races are won on a 2,000-meter standard world or Olympic course, and it's similar here in Henley. You're away from the spectators a little bit, and you can move. And look at her move. Look at her move now. Velichko has moved up, she's trying to get back into contention. Can she get the nose in front? She's left it quite late, maybe 15 strokes away from the finish line. And, well, I think Sophia Lewis is responding, but Velichko's caught up maybe a length and a half in the last 10 strokes or so. So she's still moving.
She's done a great job at coming back, but Sophia is just keeping her nose in front as you come towards the finish line. I think this is going to be a lot tighter than we think it might be.
Velichko in the red and white of Poland, furthest from us and pushing for the line and trying to break Sophia Lewis from the US. It's going to go right to the wire. This is a really close single sculls race. Oh my goodness. I think that the experience of Velichko just counted for something right at the end there. What an epic singles race. Look at the final strokes here. Boom, remarkable. It's probably a foot. Right, it's a foot of victory. Marta Velichko of Poland, #1 through to the final tomorrow. Listen to that explosion of noise and cries from the Coxes as we go away in the Prince Philip Challenge Trophy. Headington School on the left and Greenwich crew from the US of A on the right.
Very similar speeds, or if anything, Greenwich slightly faster movement, because they have certainly halted the progress of Headington, and if anything have moved back on them. And again, for the chasing crew, the confidence grows, and the sort of belief that this can happen. For the crew being chased, it's about still staying calm, not overreacting, trusting the coach's instructions.
The critical middle part of the race, coming past our camera just before the halfway mark, we can see, well, they are woman for woman, seat for seat. Looks like Headington have maybe got 1 or 2 seats. That means that Greenwich have recovered a good quarter to half a length in the last 300 metres.
This is incredible from these young women. This standard of rowing here is exceptional, and it's going to be so tight right to the line, and it's almost one of those awful races that you don't want anyone to lose.
Well, there's 10 strokes for Headington to respond. Greenwich have been moving faster, but Headington have everything to play for. They've got to go for it now. Greenwich looking stronger with 10 strokes to the line.
Yeah, I think Headington's going to run out of space now. I think Greenwich has timed that almost to perfection.
Here we go. Greenwich, USA, looking to make it through to Henley finals. Cross the line first, half a length over Headington School. Relentless attacking rowing here at Henley.
Oh, heartbreaking for Headington, really is. What an impressive race from them, though. But fair play to Greenwich crew. That is how to race the Henley course.
The boat tent is where the equipment, the boats and blades are stored overnight. And as the week progresses, this place becomes increasingly empty. In the hotly contested Princess Elizabeth, 4 crews were hoping to keep their boats here for one more night. But with only 2 spots, let's find out who they were.
The semi-final of the Princess Elizabeth Junior Men's 8s event, St Paul's School on the left and Shiplake College on the right of our picture. This is a real sort of grudge match here, isn't it? Shiplake will really want to roll over St Paul's here. This is the joy of men's eights racing, isn't it, here at Henley? So much power, and the junior men showing just that, absolutely still neck and neck. So they now need to both be in the mid-race pace. And what you've got to do here, I guess, is you've got to try to see if you can steal a centimetre a stroke, just a centimetre a stroke. Trust the process, but just see if you can push each stroke a tiny fraction to get ahead. As they sweep past us, it looks like St Paul's have maybe got a seat or two. What a great shot of these two crews going through the middle of the course here at the Fawley marker. There's Shiplake and St Paul's on the left of our picture. St Paul's have got a couple of seats maybe. St Paul's and Shiplake, there's nothing between them. Well, right now, I've been in this position myself. You can't actually hear your cocks. There's huge noise from the crowd. Your ears are bursting with the blood pressure in your head. But St Paul's have responded. I think St Paul's have lengthened out. They are really hammering it down to the line here. So it's St Paul's from Shiplake. They've taken about 5 or 6 seats in the last 200 metres. Shiplake have got very little track left to respond, but they are going to. Here comes Shiplake, here comes St Paul's. The line is coming very fast, probably too fast for the young men of Shiplake. St Paul's, the holders of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup, pull out to a lead of a length nearly over Shiplake. Devastation from Shiplake, and St Paul's punch the air. They are ready to see if they can get their name on the cup again for a second successive year.
We are at the start of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup for schools. On the far side we have the young men from St Edward's School, Oxford, and close by the young men from Radley College, again Oxford-based school, and this is going to be a barnstormer. Radley are coming, Radley on the left, St Edward's School on the right. There is the back of the Radley bowman, Anton Rabinski, who's come back into this boat after illness, just like the six-man Angus Gray-Cheap.
I think St Edward's have responded. You just see their cocks, Felix Jameson, glance across, and it looks like, if anything, St Edward's has taken it up again and moved out.
It is St Edward's moving out. Radley College, try as they might, they're not going to get back from that position. It is Harvey Burford, Nicholas Beckler, Christopher Buddin, Lorenzo Privati, Scott Bain, Rory McDonald, Jackson Amies, Isaac Hillis, Tulick, Cox, Felix Jameson, only 15 years of age, coming through to the finish line. St Edward's School will meet St Paul's in the final of the PE. Fantastic win for them, almost clear water over Radley.
Henley Royal Regatta isn't just a place to picnic, although that's pretty good as well. It is, of course, the world's most prestigious rowing meet. Many of the world's best athletes in this sport converge on the River Thames for 6 days of knockout racing. And while every fixture counts, there is something very special about racing here over the weekend. Here is Sir Matthew Pinsent to tell us more.
Racing at Henley Royal Regatta is knockout, which means that any day one particular trophy is being competed for, by the end of the day you will have half the number of crews in that event left. And the challenge of putting together a campaign across every day, where you got the pressure of racing, the adrenaline of warming up, the nerves and the stress of a long racing day, it is really hard to get through to the weekend, and only the very best crews do it. You're not going to have a lucky draw and get through to Saturday and Sunday. It just doesn't work like that. You've got to be great, and you can see that in the boat tents, because gradually as the days go on, the empty racks begin to appear, and then it gets more and more, and by the time you're through to the weekend, you're only left with 50 or 60 boats in the boat tents, and it sort of has emptied out, and only the creme de la creme is left competing for the trophies.
Some of those top athletes aren't just competing for one trophy. GB Junior rowers Juliet Perry and Amelia Standing started Saturday in the Town Challenge Cup. Then just a few hours later they were back for another lung-busting effort in the pairs.
Go. And we're away in the Town Challenge Cup. Leander Club on the left of your screen, Stanford University, USA on the right.
They are going for it, and this has been such a good race down the course, this one, hasn't it? Look at this, but Stanford finally started to edge through and beginning to punch through here, aren't they?
Yeah, we've seen so many tight races this morning. It's been really exciting. But Stanford now just with the lead over Leander Club.
I think that's it, isn't it? That's where they've just managed to crack them now, isn't it? Just this latter third of the race course.
Leander Club, really impressive performance here. A crew of this calibre from Stanford, and they have not let up all the way down the track. They've led them for a big chunk of this race, and they're still holding on. So can they turn this into a bit of a dream situation as both crews move back onto their stations, both drifted towards the middle and now correcting. And this is looking like a bit of an overcorrection from Stanford. They'll have to be careful here. The home crew buoyed on by the home crowd. Is this going to be enough for Leander to find something, or is Stanford going to hold the narrowest of margins? They're coming down to the line. What an upset this will be if Leander can get this race.
That's fantastic to come from down again to retake the lead. Well done. That's very, very good work from them to take back to this. Oh, look at this.
Stanford really struggling with their steering. That's having such an impact on their boat speed. As they come down to the line, what an upset here for Leander Club to take this round of the Town Challenge Cup.
What a race. Really kept us on our toes in the whole way along. We thought maybe it was going to swing to a bit of a Stanford walkaway, but it was, oh, wow, that second half really came to life again.
These are crews that will know each other very well. They've probably trained against each other, so they'll know each other's strengths and weaknesses again. And it's really hard to see the angle of this start, but you know, again, in pairs events, it's getting this boat up and moving fast and bursting out, so you can get the sort of honours just as you come out of the island.
Well, there's a steering issue just there, slightly, as you can see, the pair on this right-hand side.
This is fantastic, because as we say, the leading women here are, you know, British, compete for the British national team. They have the reputation and the success behind them, but they are being pushed all the way to the line by this younger pair.
Yeah, the future of British women's rowing is bright with these youngsters. They've got a final tomorrow to race in the Town. They're really going for it now. Look at that. Juliet Perry and Amelia Standing just sprinted for the line. Where did they find that power from?
They know this is everything they've got left in this regatta. They've got to put it right to the finish.
But it is Rebecca Edwards and Chloe Brew who crossed the line first, ahead of Juliet Perry and Amelia Standing.
Perry and Standing unable to qualify for the final as a pair, but are through to Sunday in the Town Challenge Cup. And they'll face fellow GB athletes, double Olympic champion Helen Glover, who went through as part of a talented Leander and Imperial College London boat. So Britain have a strong contingent of athletes heading into finals day. One nation, though, less well known for elite rowing, were also looking to feature on Sunday. Spain's world silver medalists were looking to go the distance in the doubles.
Away we go. Garcia and Conde in the Spanish boat, and Ellery and Kleshnev from Leander.
Nice clean start from both crews. Again, the Spanish haven't raced here before, so this course will be a new one to them this week. The Leander Club are people who have raced here before. Their athletes will know this course, will know the conditions.
Past the stewards' enclosure there, the backs of the Spanish double, the silver medalists from last year. Really lovely display of sculling, controlled and, you know, dominant from the start, weren't they?
It is, and I think the lovely thing with sculling, you see the sort of the parallel blades like this, and you see the synchronicity, and when it's working, it's really working. It looks like sort of one bit of blade work there, so they have really got this just right, and they're managing to sort of race the second half of the course within themselves. So again, they won't be thinking too early about tomorrow, but they know they'll have the final tomorrow, and they want to be as prepared for that as they can. So it's lovely for them to be able to take it down a little bit in front of these crowds.
Well, we said at the start, the Spanish have never won an open event at Henley Royal Regatta. Could that change in 2023? If it does, well, it'll be down to these two. Conde and Garcia have really shown a lovely display of double sculling, and they've made it look so easy, haven't they? And yet on the other side, Leander have fought every stroke of the way, determined to move their best. A new combination, what a great opportunity to go out there and practice against the world's best and get a benchmark. So no shame for them as the Leander crew follow them across the line. The Spanish have booked their place in the final. They're looking to write some new history for Spain at Henley. Fantastic competition here this afternoon.
Well, like I've said before, it's a dream for us. We've been watching this race since we are very young, so it's a trophy that it will be very important for us to have in our home.
The Spanish sensations will face Britain's Aidan Thompson and John Collins on Sunday. That is the men's double sculls, but there was also a barnstormer in the men's pairs. This is Walkie and Cullen of Canada against Brouwer and Van Veen of the Netherlands.
I've already seen at the start, it's really hard actually to get the, especially in these coxless boats, to get the straight line that you want. Although you can line up with the signs right behind you as an athlete, you can see behind the umpire's launch that there are lines you can line up with. But as you come around the island, the sort of bank on one side moves away from you, the island moves towards you, and you can see why crews sort of have to adjust until they get to this point, and then you feel it's a straight down the course.
At the moment, the Dutch are still there. They're rowing longer. They've gone for their sprint now. The Canadians, though, they've shortened up and they're charging.
Yeah, I think that high rate for the Canadians is working. Like you said, they have shortened their strokes up considerably, but that high rate is really getting them some speed. It's coming right down to these last few strokes. With the Canadians just ahead, they probably moved out to maybe, oh no, maybe not even anything.
So this is the semi-final of the goblets. It's a fantastic race. It's the pair, Wakely and Cullen, on the far side from Canada. They've shortened up, but they are using their power to good effect. But the Dutch, will they have that sprint finish? Will they pull it out to good effect? The Dutch are losing it. The Canadians coming through on the far side. They take it from the Dutch. The Dutch just lost it, and he smacks the side of the boat. Eli Brewer, the 22-year-old bowman, in frustration. And Jack Walkley, with the rowing parents who have won medals galore, pats his stroke man on the back. What a race.
A thrilling conclusion to that Silver Goblets and Nichols Challenge Cup race, and the action kept on coming late into the evening.
The Fawley Challenge Cup underway between Leander Club A on the Berkshire Station, Windsor Boys School on the Buck Station, and these two crews race each other time and time again here at Henley Royal Regatta. Both have had their names on the trophy, but Windsor Boys are going to have to be careful here.
Yeah, great race we've got here, and how about this Windsor Boys cruise? They've veered really badly over towards the Leander crew. A real shame, because they got a great start. They got away really nice and fast, but it's quite easy to let yourself just wander away from the island.
Leander still leading as we come into Fawley, but Windsor Boys, you know, they're looking composed, and there's still a lot of overlap here. You can hear the cheers the whole way down the course. This is usually the quiet part.
Yeah, this is usually the quiet part of the course, but as we know, it's Leander. They train on this piece of water in Henley. It's Windsor Boys who are so successful.
Well, this is going to be really gut-wrenching stuff here. Sarah Winklis moving Leander Club back to their station, and with that adjustment, and they've got Windsor Boys hot on their heels, we could see a row through here. They're going for it. Windsor Boys making their move at Remenham. This quartet have got a massive ask of them here in the final 300 metres of the Henley Royal Regatta course. They come into the enclosures and they are neck and neck with the Windsor Boys School, who make one more gear change. They've gone up through the ratings. They're trying to move again now.
And here we go. There's still about 150 metres left. Windsor Boys have had to make a little steering correction, but both crews are on their stations. Both crews lifting the stroke rate, lifting the stroke rate. When they come level with us, I think they've got 10 strokes to go. Here we go. They're going to be back ball to back ball. It's going to be 10 strokes sprinting into the line.
Oh, it is absolutely dead level. Leander Club, Windsor Boys, both of these have got many a win in the Fawley Challenge Cup, but only one place available in tomorrow's final. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be the home favourites, Leander Club? Windsor Boys trying once again to get to the final, and I think Leander, but we'll wait for the replay. That was absolutely sensational, and there it is, Leander Club A.
So, semi-finals day is done and dusted. Now, all that lies between the remaining rowers and victory is 2,112 metres of the River Thames. 26 trophies up for grabs on a Sunday that promises to deliver extraordinary racing across the schedule. I hope you can join us. We'll see you then.